First up is Spotlight. This is a 2015 movie starring Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Mark Ruffalo, and then like a bunch of other really good actors. This is a political thriller, and the basic premise is it follows this group of investigative reporters as they look into allegations about priests molesting children. And the cover-up that took place by the Catholic community as well as the Catholic Church in general. And yeah, this movie is great. It's incredibly important just because it uncovers such a tragic subject matter that still persists to this day, unfortunately. But it's also just an important movie because it talks about how just in normal life we can just kind of dismiss really, really awful things. And it's just because, like, they're good people. Like, there's just no way that, so-and-so did such a terrible thing because they're such a good person. Or it's like, oh, it's just a one day. It wasn't a big deal. It's just a one thing, one-off, such not a thing. But just, like, people are just so, not anti-conflict, but just, like, so dismissive of just terrible, terrible things that people do and try to just normalize it. And it's just like, no, that's you need to not do that. And what's so powerful about this movie too is like this investigative team are trying to find all these terrible things, but then they found out too that like they themselves were dismissive of certain things in the movie that kind of hindered their investigation, and because of their own biases about that, it set them back a bit. Like they could have helped people earlier had they not had this own internal bias. And it's so incredible, so important, so powerful, very well acted. Everyone did such a great job. It deserved all the awards it got. And yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Next up is Frost Nixon. This is a 2008 movie based off a play starring Frank Langella and Michael Sheen and then like a bunch of other really good actors. And then it's directed by Ron Howard. So this is a historical movie about a very famous interview that happened where Frost there interviews Nixon shortly-ish after he was impeached and left office. And yeah, it's a really, really good movie. It was very well acted, very well shot, and it was just really solid. It's also very, very timely and cathartic because essentially it's about a president who made a lot of mistakes and lied a lot, and how people want him to admit his faults and apologize. And I'm like, man, if only there was some current president to be willing to admit all of his mistakes and apologize for also lying and mishandling things. If only. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It's a really good movie. If you want some good catharsis, or if you're really into like historical movies, it's definitely worth a check out. Or if you're just interested in that time in American history, it's definitely worth a check out. But yeah, if you're not really into political stuff like this, it's okay to pass on it. It definitely is good though. So yeah. And lastly is The Tinker, Tailor Soldier Spy. This is a 2011 movie starring Gary Oldman, my fifth one him, and then like a bunch of other really good actors. It is a British spy thriller movie. It won a whole bunch of awards and stuff, so I had like pretty high hopes going into it, especially because Gary Oldman's great and everything. But yeah, I really did not care for this movie, and I think it just largely has to do with the fact that I couldn't understand what was going on. It was almost as if they were speaking a different language, but they were definitely speaking English in this. And it's just like, I just didn't get it. Like, this movie did great critically. It did solid with, box office type of stuff. So audiences liked it. But yeah, I just did not understand this movie at all. And it's very weird, freaked me out a lot, but yeah, no, I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I put it in the didn't like category.